Welcome to Second Chance Garage. We are going to attempt something that I ain't done in 30 years. We are going to try to glue this to the table. Now, this is something that I used to do when I helped my mom do crafts back when I was in high school. That's been a long time ago. All right, so what I'm going to do is trim it along here and here on the edges. Then I have white Elmer school glue. What you do, if I remember right, is take one of sponges from the Dollar Tree and you put it on there. Put it on the back of this once you get it trimmed down, and then you glue it to the table, and then you go over it again with this, and it makes a clear coat basically over the top of it. And it will be white when you put it on. When it dries clear. This will be something. So we will just attempt to trim it down since I've got it bent in the shape that I want it. We will just attempt this and see what happens. All I can do is not work, but that's okay. I got a 3-inch hand grinder that will resurface the top of the table if necessary. Okay. Oh, disappointing. I had to cut off a bunch of Florida. Oh well. You'll have that. We'll just see how this works. Ta-da! Oh, let me see if I can turn on the light here. Hey, look at that. Okay, then we trim it along here. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm not wearing the glasses, which I should be. But hey. Like I said, if it don't work, 3-inch hand grinder will go a long ways of cleaning her up. So, looks like I'm going to have to cut off some of California. Earthquake! That was not right. Okay. Look at that. Now, let's see here. Gotta do a little trimming on this side, it looks like. Oh. We will see how this goes. They do have a name for this, but I can't remember what we used to call it. Mod Podge, maybe? I can't remember. But let's see how it fits. Is it going to fit? Oh, look at that. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful fit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they used to call it Mod Podge or something. But, you know, hey, it's been 35 years. What do I know? Okay, now. This is... okay, here we go. Now. I don't suggest anybody at home do this. But I'm going to because, hey, why not? Doggone it. It's got a little black thing in there I got to get dug out. Glue all over my hands. Come on. Get out there. Get on out there. Get there, dog. There it comes out. Just a cap in there. Okay, put scissors on there. Yeah, who am I kidding? Blob. It broke already. No, on it. Good thing I got a whole bunch of them. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see here. Oh, that doggone thing broke already. That sucks. Let me throw it over here for now. And break out a smaller one. Too fat, too fat. Alright. Oh, well, son of a gun. Alright. See, what I should have done probably, instead of trying to dump it all on the table, was painted the actual thingy itself. That would have been better, I think. Instead of trying to paint the table with the glue, I should have painted the actual back of the map. I believe. But like I said, it's been a long time. So we'll just, I got a plan. We're just going to do it like this. Smear it around, get her all covered. Make sure you get the edges good. So you get all the edges covered. I'm finger painting. Yeah. My mom would freak out if she saw this. She'd have been alive and seen that. Boy. She would have yelled and said, "You're not doing that right." But hey. All right. Look at that. There she's all glued up. Yeah. Got the glue good and spread. Right. Boy. Top of the line, top of the line. Right. Nothing but the best, baby. All right. Now, here we go. It's now or never. Ooh, she's sticking bad. Ooh, slimy. Ooh. I better get this position pretty quick. I think this stuff's gonna dry pretty fast. That was unexpected. I didn't expect that. Did not expect it to dry that fast. Position the way I want it. That's a little crooked. Alright. Here we go. Alright. Look at that. Now, we get the creases and humps out of here. Air bubbles. You gotta make sure you get all your air bubbles out. Yep. Make sure you get all your creases and your air bubbles. And if if you happen to, actually what you're supposed to do, I believe, is use a wet sponge, is what I believe you're supposed to do. And then if you have like a wrinkle or an air bubble or something that you're not happy with, you just take a little razor blade and slice it, and then you can, it'll pop out the air bubble. But in this case, it's not a critical issue, because you do that stuff with wallpaper too, if I remember right. I may have had to do that a few times. All right. Looking sexy, baby. Sexy. Yeah. All right. Now, I have to go over the top of it again with another coat of glue. Let me see. Give you a good butt shot there, I'm sure. But, shoot. Come on. Get out of there, you wrinkle. There we go. All right. Now, there we are. Now, how much glue do I have left? This is where you actually do need to be more careful about how you're putting your glue on, because I'm sure there's a reason for it. Yeah, you got to you got to make sure that you get it spread nice and even. Yeah. All right. Because you want this stuff will dry clear, but the thing is, if you don't put it on really smooth, then what you're going to have happen is you're going to get air bubbles, and it's going to look like crap, if I remember right. That's why you want to make sure that you get a good even coat. And then, like, if I tried to use my hand like I did on the back side, you'll have streaks where your hand was. You'll have swirls in it, that kind of stuff. That's why you really do want to go kind of nice, easy, and even with everything on the front. Otherwise, it will show up. So I'm kind of trying to spread it out. Alrighty, we're getting there. We're gaining on it. We're cooking with gas now. Cooking with gas, he says. Yeah, you get any swirl marks in the glue itself, it'll show up. So that's kind of why you want to make sure that you don't get the swirl marks, any of that stuff. And then here's another thing. If you put it on too thick in one spot, it'll turn kind of a white color if I remember right. It'll dry clear. It'll try to dry clear, you know, but you'll still have issues of where it'll be a little foggy, I guess is about the best way I could describe it. So, of course, in this particular case, doing what I'm doing doesn't really matter, but yeah, I think it's called Mod Podge, but I'm not sure. It's been a long time. We actually used to do this with puzzles. We put a puzzle together, which I wasn't never much of a puzzle guy, but I'd do it with Mom, and then you would take, with your puzzle together, you would take and put glue over the top of it. Just summer school glue is all it is. The cheapest stuff you can get. Dump it over the top and then smooth it out like I'm doing here. And then it would hold it together and you could put it in a picture frame. But when me and Mom were doing crafts all the time, because I did crafts with her when I was in high school. I did latch hook. She taught me to sew. We did a lot of quilts. We did a lot of quilting. Stuff like that. I never learned to crochet. I said, nope, not learning how to crochet. Because she used to sell a lot of doilies. Crochet doilies, her and her sister both did. And they could make a lot of money off them. Then she had ribbon fish. It's fish made out of ribbon. And they would be, they were like a wind chime. So that way when the fish were stair staggered, and they were ribbon folded into what looks like a fish. And then you would put it together so it looked kind of like a wind chime. So when the wind blew, they would spin and it looked like the fish were swimming. That's that was a big seller she had. I've got one in my window now that she had made. Then she taught me how to sew so I could help her with all her craft stuff. And then she got into origami, where she was making cards, and then the cards developed into like an origami. And a lot of times she couldn't exactly figure out, how to do it. So then she would call me over and I would figure out how to do it, and then I'd show her, and then she'd make them for her cards. And after she passed away, she was making cards for senior citizens in a nursing home. And so I had a briefcase of hers, so I went ahead and kept doing it for about a year, I would say, after that. But it just got to be where I couldn't keep up with, holding down a job and doing that too. It was just too much. So, anyway, right now, I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it looks really foggy. It looks, you can see the map, but it's pretty foggy. But it's, I think, once the glue dries, it should dry pretty clear. But we'll see. So, anyway, I will give you an update at a later time on how it turned out after it dries in a couple hours, because it's going to take a couple hours for that school glue to dry. So anyway, we'll see how it does. It should put a clear coat on it. It's wrinkled, but I don't really care. Let me see. I got it in a stand, so that's kind of what the table's gonna look like. Right there. Right now, like I said, it's foggy and everything else because the glue ain't dry. But anyway, we'll just see how it does. And I'll get back with you. Have to shoot another video on what it looks like when it's dry. So anyway, Second Chance Garage out.